There is one thing that has always been a certainty here at Pop Culture Now, and that is that we are huge Scooby-Doo fans. For years we have loved the iconic group of meddling kids and their talking dog. And while we were hoping to see the new 2020 remake of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon in theaters, it was a brand new experience watching it from the comfort of our own home. Welcome to Pop Culture Now, I'm your host Colby.
And I'm your host David.
And this is our review of 2020 Scoob.
Every time I'm in the street, I hear
Look around, man! The clean, modern aesthetic, the cool blue color palette. We're in
IKEA.
the Falcon Fury. Did you say IKEA?
Nope, I said Falcon Fury, just like you.
Scoob follows the beloved and iconic Mystery Gang as they have hopes of expanding Mystery Incorporated into an actual business. However, their investor feels as if Shaggy and Scooby are doing more harm to the group than good. Leaving the duo of best friends feeling unappreciated, Shaggy and Scooby go to their usual hangout spot, and from there the roller coaster of a movie really takes off. This film truly does the franchise justice, especially the original 1969 Hanna-Barbera cartoon. The film is riddled with so many amazing cameos and Easter eggs to not only classic Scooby-Doo tropes and past installments in the franchise, but also to many Warner Brother IPs and Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
The main villain in this film is none other than Dick Dastardly from the Hanna-Barbera show Wacky Races, and he is a pure blast in this film. He is humorous and his motives actually have a heartfelt meaning behind it. However, he is not the only Hanna-Barbera character that has a prominent role in this film. Shaggy and Scooby team up with the heroic Blue Falcon and the robotic sidekick Dynamite, as well as the character from Captain Caveman, and the teen angels Dee Dee Sykes, who was such a great addition to this film. The five of them go on a quest to stop Dick Dastardly from fulfilling his, dastardly plan. All the while, Fred, Daphne, and Velma are desperately trying to find Shaggy and Scooby, being that they believe the two have been kidnapped by Dastardly.
The film's plot does an amazing job at creating the classic feeling of great Scooby-Doo films such as Cyberchase and Zombie Island, or the early 2000 live-action films, which we're a huge fan of here at Pop Culture Now. This film also has us wanting to see more of this established Hanna-Barbera universe, being that there is so much source material for Warner Brothers to choose from. And a sequel for this film will be an amazing option to continue this universe going forward, being that some Hanna-Barbera shows aren't as popular as Scooby-Doo is, and those less known characters can be introduced through Scooby-Doo just as Dick Dastardly and Captain Falcon were in this film.
The Mystery Gang has been through so many adventures since their debut in 1969. I've watched as they've grown and changed over the years from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, to Mystery Incorporated, and even the odd pup named Scooby-Doo. And I personally feel that they got all the characters pretty much on the nose with Scoob. From the get-go, it's undeniable that the stars of the movie are clearly Shaggy and Scooby. Their friendship is portrayed so realistically in this movie and is even put to the test in a complex way that shows the audience a whole new side of their bond. Also, the duo's comedy hits every beat, reminding me so much of the live-action movie from 2002.
Now the rest of the gang do get their time to shine, though it isn't often due to them taking the backseat in what is clearly a Shaggy and Scooby movie. I especially found the fact that they made Velma Hispanic super fascinating, and they did it in a way that felt completely natural. Now for the newest additions such as Blue Falcon, Dynamite, and Dee Dee, I found them hilarious additions to the movie, but kind of take a forefront in the movie over Velma, Daphne, and Fred unfortunately. However, they bring their own interesting subplot to the movie, and even though I never watched the Blue Falcon show as a kid, I still found the lore really interesting and would like to see them in their own solo movie one day.
Now the villain Dick Dastardly's portrayal is one that reminds me a lot of Jim Carrey's portrayal of Eggman in 2020's Sonic live-action movie, which is great. The only issue I have with him is that in the end, he doesn't seem to be as big as a threat as I kind of wanted him to be.
The animation in this film is one of my favorite parts of the movie. It is such a nice thing to see an animated film not from Disney, DreamWorks, or Illuminations that is so beautifully animated. From the trailers alone, I was excited to see how the animation panned out for the entirety of the movie, and I'm glad to say that this movie did not disappoint. I really hope to see Warner Brothers continue forward with this animation style, or just continue to flex their animation muscles as they did in this movie and also in their Lego movies, which unfortunately they no longer have the rights to make. However, they now have an even better animated universe that they can continue forward with Hanna-Barbera.
At first I was particularly upset with the fact that Warner Brothers decided to go with a new original cast for this film, with the exception of Frank Welker returning to the voice of Scooby-Doo. I felt like that was such an injustice to the original cast, especially being that the original cast for Mystery Inc. loves their role so much. The person I wish would have returned the most was definitely Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. Even since his live-action portrayal of Shaggy in the early 2000s, there has been no other Shaggy for me. However, with that being said, I did not really have an issue with the voice cast in Scoob. Besides that, each newcomer brings something new and unique to the character, which is something that I really enjoyed being a longtime fan of the franchise. Will Forte, while he isn't Matthew Lillard, did a great job with his version of Shaggy, and I especially enjoyed the dynamic between his Shaggy and the already established Welker Scooby-Doo. As for Fred, Daphne, and Velma, I thoroughly enjoyed all three voice actors in their respective role. Zac Efron was my biggest worry with Fred, however he did an amazing job, and it felt reminiscent of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s portrayal in the 2002 Scooby-Doo. I also really enjoyed Amanda Seyfried and Gina Rodriguez's portrayal of Daphne and Velma. Again, the choice to make Velma Hispanic was a very nice take on the character. As for the rest of the voice cast, I would have to say my favorite portrayals in the movie was Jason Isaacs' Dick Dastardly and Ken Jeong's Dynamite. The two brought so much charisma to the portrayals of their respective characters. Now for Mark Wahlberg's Blue Falcon and Kirstie Clemons' Dee Dee Sykes, they were also enjoyable and they played their characters very well. Also, without any spoilers, Tracy Morgan does have a role in this film that is extremely fun to see in here.
Overall, Scoob was a brand new and exciting take on this already iconic Hanna-Barbera franchise. It is exciting to look forward to whatever Warner Brothers has planned for this already amazing cinematic universe. As for our ranking of 2020 Scoob, Pop Culture Now gives it a solid 7 out of 10. It hits all the right points and it feels like a 93-minute long episode of Scooby-Doo made up of all the Mystery Inc. tropes that you know and love, all the while setting up a very promising animated cinematic universe.
Well, that was our review of 2020 Scoob. Thank you for watching and we hoped you enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell so you'll know when we post. So until next time, see you real soon.